Welcome back, everyone. And we're going to play a little game called MicroLeague Wrestling. What is MicroLeague Wrestling? It is supposedly the first game that was ever made licensed on the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation, now the WWE. It was released, originally released for the Commodore 64. Then it was released a couple years later for DOS. I think the DOS version was released in '89. So, if you ever play wrestling video games, remember, this was the first one to ever be released. Why don't we see just how much they've changed over the years? Whoops. That's not what I meant to hit. Okay. Okay. So we only have a few files for this game. We have a choice. We can either control Hulk Hogan as he goes up against Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, or Hogan as he goes up against the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Or we could also play as either of those opponents versus Hulk Hogan. We're going to do both of them. We'll start off with the DiBiase version of the game. And they actually both have two different executables. So let's try it out. Oh, what type of graphics card do I have? Well, nothing but the best. We have a EGA display. So you could see who created this masterful game. And remember, do not try this at home. Use your computer. Do not try these maneuvers in real life. Was this a licensed game? I suppose it would have to be. Otherwise, the WWF, I'm sure, would have had a problem with it. Okay, there they are, Hulk Hogan and Ted DiBiase. So we can either control one of these while the computer or a human player plays as the other. We're going to control Hulk Hogan here, and the computer will control DiBiase, so, yeah. Okay. So let's, you might know how wrestling games work these days, but back then, oh, hold on, I have to keep my conscience clean and avoid piracy. I mean, I have to, let's say that maybe on page 2, line 6 of the manual, the first word was nothing? Maybe it was nothing? I think maybe, that works, right? And as we begin, we see Hulk Hogan cutting one of his masterful promos on the $1 Million Man. You think Ted DiBiase can buy Hulkamania? I think maybe he can't. I think that the power of all the little Hulkamaniacs are going to be able to stop the millions of dollars of Ted DiBiase and his manservant Virgil. But what does the $1 Million Man have to say in response? DiBiase saying things that perhaps didn't come out the right way. DiBiase wants to expand his collection of possessions, and the WWF title belt is the latest. Get ready for the... Yes, once DiBiase takes the title away from Hulk Hogan, Hogan will have to declare bankruptcy. Obviously. He'll be instantly poor. I mean, it almost kind of happened in real life, but I mean back then. So there is a time limit. We have to see if we can take down the $1 Million Man before 10 minutes have expired. It's a wonderful rendition of the $1 Million Man's theme, done in PC speaker format. How does this control? Oh, you're gonna find out. You're gonna see how this game plays in just a few seconds. Look at these high-resolution images of... I guess this must have been some show that... I don't know if this was a televised show or what, but okay, this is how the game works. We have to choose what move we're going to do, and then DiBiase will choose what move he's going to do. We have a time limit on that. So we ended up picking Punch. Let's see... Oh, hold on, let me Okay, there we go. Oh no, DiBiase won that. He got me in the arm lock. He's going to break the arm. Yep, there you go. It's turn-based. It's a turn-based strategy game. Kinda. So remember, this was the first ever WWF game. Let's give a kick. Try kicking the million... there we go, I won that. Kick the $1 Million Man in his immoral belly. I, too, could watch DiBiase wrestle all day, especially like this. Let's go for a chop. Knife-edge chop across the chest. Yep. So basically the way it works is we both choose moves. And one of us will end up winning that. And the person who wins gets to do that move. Okay, let's go for a wrist lock. Try to wear down the arm. Oh no. He got on top with the chop. You may notice that there are boxes that say how much damage we've taken. Well, let's try the wrist lock again. What's... Oh, okay. My wrist lock beat his elbow drop. Yeah, you see that there are numbers that say damage. As we continue to do damage to each other, those numbers will go up. Eventually, I'm going to want to go for the big leg drop, which in this game is called the leg bomb. This time, let's go for an elbow drop, though. And if I can get him with that, I should be able to pin him. How does the game decide what works and what does not? Well, the moves that are higher up on the list have a higher chance of working. However, they also do lower damage. Let's go for a body slam. However, it's not the case that higher up moves will always win. As we see this, my body slam beat his punch. So I don't know what the exact numbers are behind it. I assume that the damage has something to do with it. Let's go for a clothesline. Oh, I won again, even though I'm going for the heavier moves. So I'm not quite sure what the logic is, but as I'm doing damage, I'm able to do heavier and heavier moves on the $1 Million Man. And the crowd's behind us all the way. They want to see Hulk Hogan defeat Ted DiBiase. Should I go for the big boot? I'm going to try to go... Oh, I did it. I got the big boot. I mean, I don't know how much this went for when it came out. How much money this cost. Because this was, a commercial product. And I'm sure people weren't expecting much at the time. Oh no, his knee drop beat my atomic drop. Why is there no Hulk up option? There actually is. We can try it, see what happens. However, I'm not taking much damage so far, so I haven't needed to try it. Let me try that atomic drop again. Oh, he tried to block it. It did not work. If he succeeded at getting a block, he would have recovered some damage. What's the yellow bar for? I guess that's a visual representation of how much health the characters have. Alright, let's try to go for a leg bomb and put him away. See if we can pull this off. For all the little Hulkamaniacs out there. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe that was a draw? I guess that was a draw. Neither one of us actually were able to do what we were trying to do. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing the leg bomb. Devastating. No one gets up from that. Oh, he kicked out. The Hulkamaniacs feel betrayed. They don't know what to believe anymore. That the evil Ted DiBiase was able to resist being pinned from the big leg drop. The leg bomb. Maybe this is it for Hulkamania. Maybe Hulkamania is about to die. Maybe the money of the $1 Million Man actually can buy off Hulkamania. You see, he has 30 damage, so I don't know if... I'm sure he's almost done, but I'm not sure if that means that I should just not go for the leg bomb again or try to go for earlier moves. But we were able to pull it off once. We were able to do it once. He's blocked it. I'm going to have to go for lighter moves. See, since he succeeded with the block, that means he's going to get some health back, and I can't abide that. What were the names of the announcers? On the left is Gorilla Monsoon, and on the right is Bobby the Brain Heenan. Let's try the Atomic Drop. Okay, I was able to pull that off. It is an interesting system. It only makes sense when you consider that PCs were not really made for action games at the time. That's why strategy games and games that relied on turn-based systems were more popular, just because of how the hardware worked. So yeah, if you had to make a wrestling game at the time for, in the late 80s for DOS, this actually makes sense for... What a sneaky guy that Hogan is. This actually makes sense for the time to do it this way. Even though I don't know, would anyone have considered this to be a good game at the time? Maybe if you were a really big WWF fan, maybe. How is the time determined? Yeah, the time is not real time. That seems to stop every so often. I'm not sure what determines that. Hold on. We did it. Stick a fork in him, he's done. Ted DiBiase once again shown the error of his ways. That he'll never be able to beat a true superhero like Hulk Hogan, with the power of all the little Hulkamaniacs behind him. That was kind of a brilliant ploy, really, by Hulk Hogan. The idea that it was the kids in the audience cheering for him that gave him his power, that he needed them to make noise and believe in him in order for him to overcome the villains. Ted DiBiase is not giving up, though. He's going to use his millions to buy a rematch. It's only a matter of time before the power of money is able to defeat Hulk Hogan. And eventually, I guess it's going to go back to the menu. Yeah, there it is. That's... For some reason, you can't actually seem to exit the game. There doesn't seem to be an option to do that. It just stays on the screen until we start another game. But we don't want to do that, so what we want is to start up... Yep, there's DOSBox. It's not actually on a genuine DOS computer. I'm sorry to break that illusion. Whoops. What we want, actually... Yep, that's right. We want Savage. LLW2. Okay. So, we want to go up against the Macho Man himself. Go with EGA. I was always a Macho Man fan, as opposed to a Hogan fan. Macho Man just seemed more realer. Okay, so... There they are. Now this time, let's see what the CPU logic, how that works. I'm going to pick computer versus computer for this one, just because we saw how I did, a human player, against the computer. So, in that case, if I pick CPU for both of them, how will this go? Yeah, on page 7, line 14, the first word is still nothing. That's weird, right? Hulk Hogan disputes the claim that Macho Madness is more powerful than Hulkamania. He's offering a rebuttal, stating how the Hulkamania is the stronger force. But Savage, he disagrees. He does believe that the Madness is indeed the more powerful force of the WWF. And this is heel era Savage, after he believed that Hulk Hogan and Miss Elizabeth were having an affair behind his back. So he went with Sensational Sherry. He dropped Elizabeth because he felt betrayed. It was just a shame. It was a misunderstanding the whole time. And I actually can recognize his theme in this game. DiBiase and Hogan's themes really don't sound anything at all like their music. Who could possibly win in this clash of titans? Oh, and this match looks like it's going to be commentated by Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura. Okay, so now both CPUs are going at it at the same time. Hulk goes for the suplex while Savage goes for the stomp. Of course, Savage is going to win that because it's just began, and he chose the much lighter move than Hogan. It sounded like a Snake Charmer song, Midnight Voyager. Yeah, I thought that too. That's kind of what it sounded like. I don't see how it sounds anything at all like Real American or even Eye of the Tiger, which I don't know if they're referring to that, but it doesn't sound anything at all like Real American. Savage with the snapmare, trying to break that neck of the Hulkster. I mean, we have the Hulkamaniacs backing Hogan, but Savage has his fans as well. And I like how every move that Savage does, it just goes back to a shot of Sherry reacting to whatever it was he was doing. But now Hogan on the comeback. Oh, wow. Takes a little while for the CPU to determine what it is they want to do. It looks like Savage is the deeper thinker than Hulk Hogan, as it takes Savage longer as he works his way throughout the options on what he wants to do. Savage, a real ring general, a tactician of the squared circle, puts a lot of planning into every move he makes in that ring. Yeah, I was thinking that too, that we did not have a suplex when we went up against DiBiase. I was trying to think about that, but I don't remember seeing that suplex there. Well, I mean, they are two different executables altogether, so I mean, I guess both of them, I guess they could have different moves. Since they're not actually the same game, they're two different games. Technically the same thing, but different executables altogether. That's right, we did have Big Boot instead of Suplex. And that makes sense for Hulk Hogan. Why would he not have the Big Boot available to him when going up against Savage? I like the little computer speaker sound effects for the punches and kicks. Oh, what would happen if both of them used block? Well, we're about to see it now, I guess. That. They tie up, and nothing actually... Well, actually, no, something does happen. I do think, yeah, that their damage, both of their damage goes down by a couple points. Not sure what that was that Ventura just said. But yeah, they can do that. Oh, man. Hogan on the advantage. Savage is going to have to do something. He's going to have to put something together to try to come back from this. What's the deal with the kids? Well, this was WWF, late 80s. A lot of kids in the audience. All of them backing Hulk Hogan because he was the hero. He was a superhero. Right, exactly, Midnight Voyager. The kids are all Hulkamaniacs, brother. They're all there to support the Hulkster in these ring wars. Yes, Murphy Moo Cow, if you destroyed the children, Hulk Hogan would be powerless. No one ever thought of that, though. None of Hogan's opponents in all of his years thought that if you attacked the fans, that would sap Hogan of his powers. Oh man, look at that. That was from the top to the floor. The top turnbuckle all the way to the unforgiving concrete floor. And Sherry seems concerned about these events. Yes, I can only describe that as being beautiful. I don't know if Stradivarius, I don't know if Hogan's first movie was about being a nanny. I can't remember which movie was his first one. However, if you are interested in watching a movie starring Hulk Hogan, I would not suggest anything more than Santa with Muscles. That truly is his finest work. It is a Christmas classic, and something that you really should watch every year during the season. It'll remind you of the real meaning of Christmas. Atlas shrugged. Yes, I think you're right. Rocky III was the first time he was in a movie. We should watch Santa with Muscles one week. I mean, I don't think we could do it on Twitch, but I'm sure we could find some shadier streaming site that we could use to stream a movie. If you know any suggestions that we could, something that it wouldn't really matter if I was banned from for streaming movies, then maybe we could look at that and watch a little Santa with Muscles. Yeah, I'm being serious. Yeah, live stream. Yeah, I do have a Ustream account, and on occasion, some years ago, I did stream a few movies, which some of you might remember if you were at the old Ustream page. So yeah, maybe we'll think about that. Maybe on some weeks, instead of doing this, we'll just go to the Ustream page and watch a couple of movies. I have a few things that we could watch. Santa with Muscles is on YouTube? Alright, I guess they really don't care about that then. Oh yes, Son of Bozo, you remember the 80th action movie ever? That was Megaforce. Yes, that was a great movie. We should watch that. And all this talking about movies, I haven't been paying attention to this match. And it looks like, oh man, Hogan is destroying Savage. He has just been laying into him. Look at that damage, 14 against 34. Oh, he's going for the leg bomb. Yeah, he landed it. And I think that's going to be it for Savage. 1, 2... What? No, Savage kicked out. Man, the power of Hulkamania really might be weaker than the Madness. The Madness might reign supreme. I don't know if Savage can put anything together here to try to come back. I mean, damage is at 40. I think that we were able to pin DiBiase even before getting to 30 on him. So I don't know how Savage is even going to be able to do anything. Oh, he's another leg bomb. Just stop the match. Savage isn't going to be able to walk away from this. But again, he kicks out. The will of this man, the iron will to win. I've never seen anyone with as much heart as Macho Man Randy Savage. He just keeps going. He's fueled, yes, he's fueled by the madness. But man, he's at 50 damage, and I don't know if the madness will be able to... Oh, a third leg bomb. This could kill a man. We're watching a murder taking place in the squared circle. And that was it. It was just too much. But you can't take anything away from Randy Savage. He gave it all he had. No one can take anything away from the Macho Man from his performance tonight. But the power of all of those 10-year-olds cheering for Hulk Hogan, it's like the power of the yellow sun flowing into the body of Superman. When kids cheer, Hulk Hogan just becomes so much stronger. I mean, you might notice his hair is blonde. That's because he's permanently in Super Saiyan mode. But no, the madness is not dead. Even though he was just almost killed, Macho Man still determined to destroy Hulk Hogan one of these days. And there we go. That's MicroLeague Wrestling, supposedly the first ever wrestling game that was based on the World Wrestling Federation. So you can look at the latest versions of WWF games, WWE games, I should say WWE 13, the game used for VGCW. You could look at that and see just how much has changed since the old days, when people were supposedly, I guess, playing this on DOS and the Commodore 64. I guess people were playing it. You can see that we have options here for joystick, for computer. A funny thing, there's a time limit in the middle there that we can change. The default is 10 minutes. We can change it to 20 or an hour if you wanted to have an hour-long time limit for one of these matches. I mean, the game's so good, I could see two people really wanting to go at this for 1 hour. But anyway, that's MicroLeague Wrestling. And it was just something I wanted to look at because I found it pretty funny that this was what wrestling games were at one time. But that's it, really, for MicroLeague Wrestling. There's nothing else to show. So, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, it'll be time for more Planet Stronghold, and it's time to continue our alien genocide and see how things go with Tom Schatz. We'll be right back in a few minutes.